Unsung British hard rockers UFO and fellow countrymen and new wave of British heavy metal standard bearers Saxon stage a month-long occupation of eastern North America in the fall of 2017. Arriving in Pittsburgh on October 11th, these long-running, influential bands are joined in their campaign by Jared James Nichols as their opening act. Delivering a set of middle-of-the-road, southern-tinged hard rock, Jared James Nichols gets an early pop from the assembling crowd. Bearing more than a passing resemblance to Blake from Workaholics, Jared James's set benefits from his everyman presentation and unassuming style. Closing with a rousing cover of Ted Nugent's Cat Scratch Fever, Jared James Nichols further exposes his musical inspiration and gets a sizable response from the audience. Celebrating their 40th anniversary with the inimitable, denim and leathered voice of Biff Byford leading the charge, Saxon in 2017 features fellow ground floor resident Paul Quinn on guitar and their bandmates since 1981 Nigel Glockler on drums, Nibs Carter handling bass duties since '86, and relatively recent acquisition at 21 years and counting Doug Scarrett on guitar round out the components of this well-traveled British heavy metal machine. Taking the stage to AC/DC's Long Way to the Top, Saxons start the night with Battering Ram from the 2015 album of the same name, followed by This Town Rocks from 1983's Power and Glory. Offering a rallying cry to the assembled Denim Warriors, Quinn and Scarrett trade off scorching lead work as This Town Rocks' solos rip, tear, rock, and wail. Demonstrating the band's continued potency, Sacrifice from 2013 soars with an aggressive bite, and Never Surrender, a classic track from 83's Denim and Leather, wins an impromptu song pool. As the tenacious grit of Never Surrender reaches its conclusion, 1983's Power and the Glory screams from the stage brimming with regal strength. Up next, Dogs of War from 1995 has Biff Byford discussing the subjectivity of what constitutes a classic song. But follow-up 747 Strangers in the Night from 1980's Wheels of Steel leaves no doubt as the performance boasts an impassioned sing-along with Bill leading the uproarious crowd. In another magnanimous moment of democracy, Motorcycle Man from Wheels of Steel is voted on and chosen by committee, a roaring classic consumed by an exuberant crowd. After an introduction by Biff, the band's evergreen drummer, Nigel Glockler, leads the charge as the band barrels headlong into 1980's heavy metal thunder. Originally found on Strong Arm of the Law, returning again to 1983's Power and the Glory, The Eagle Has Landed begins with a pensive ascent as the band continues the wave of nostalgia. With a responsive crowd driving the performance until the night's last note, Dallas 1 p.m. from Strong Arm of the Law powers forth, recounting a dark chapter in American history, albeit delivered with a distinctly British heavy metal flair. Turning to 1981's Denim and Leather, Biff dedicates the title track, Denim and Leather, to the band's fans throughout the years. A stirring call to unity, the song comes to a conclusion after a rousing extended sing-along. Introduced by a lucky member of the audience, Crusader from 1984 struts from the speakers and across the venue. As Crusader ends, the band promises a stateside return in 2018, but the night's work is not quite complete. With its sly riff work, Strong Arm of the Law delivers a buoyant track that gets the crowd rocking, while Princess of the Night from Denim and Leather charges down the tracks with an insistent riff, pulling the song forward, as Biff's lyrics evince a bygone world of charging locomotives. With a 50th anniversary on the horizon in 2019, London-born hard rockers UFO have influenced nearly 5 decades of rockers with their boundless energy and melodic tendencies. Led by founding members Phil Mogg on vocals and Andy Parker on drums, UFO in 2017 is rounded out by longtime 41-year member Paul Raymond on keyboard and guitar, Rob DeLuca of Spread Eagle and of Earth on bass, as well as Shrapnel Records alumni and six-string legend Vinnie Moore on lead guitar. Ascending the stage, the unsung British legends launch into We Belong to the Night from 1982's Mechanics album. Up next, the band spares some time for a patented cautionary tale with Run Boy Run from 2015's A Conspiracy of Stars, while the slow-burning Ain't No Baby reaches out nearly 40 years from 1978 to set the audience to a deliberate boil. Quickening the pace, Lights Out from the 1977 album of the same name rocks the house. With barely restrained power, Lights Out marks a statement of intent for the band, an epic hard rock high point early in the show. A brilliant solo during Lights Out showcases Vinnie Moore's exceptional prowess as he holds court with blistering runs on tracks both old and new. Only You Can Rock Me showcases the melodic mastery of the band with its good time feel, and another epic solo reaches for the heavens on this classic cut from 1978's Obsession. Quips and quotes, thoughts and notions from Phil Mogg punctuate the night's proceedings, in a display of cordial and casual engagement with the appreciative audience. Burn Your House Down is another latter-day UFO number. Making its bow on 2012's Seven Deadly, Burn Your House Down presents a devious and slow-moving rumination. Next, returning to the Obsession bag of tricks, Cherry allows the band to give a full stretch to their melodic sensibilities. A recurring thematic motif of UFO's lyrics dominating the night's show, unrequited feelings, true love, toxic relationships, and youthful misadventures compose the central themes of most of the night's performance. No exception, Love to Love from 1977's Lights Out is an emotive beauty teeming with moments of light and shade. Too Hot to Handle, also from Lights Out, crackles with effervescing energy, and 2015's Messiah of Love swings with a near inappropriate vibe under the dirty red lights. Ending UFO's set, Rock Bottom from 1974's breakout release Phenomenon powers through the crowd, with a slightly slowed pace contributing an added layer of depth and force. Beginning the encore to rapturous applause, the band returns to the stage and a familiar guitar refrain heralds the absolute essential Dr. Doctor, also from the band's Phenomenon album. Dr. Doctor features an extended solo from Vinnie Moore as the song's penultimate minutes mark an exceptional guitar exposition. Closing the show, another of UFO's cautionary tales, Shoot Shoot, from 1975's Force It, ends the night with a spectacular aplomb. Old, new, or somewhere in between, UFO's 2017 incarnation makes a case for the band's status as the undisputed masters of melodic hard rock, while the power and bluster of Saxon remain undiminished after 40 years bearing the standard of traditional British heavy metal. An amazing night with a pair of true masters of the heavy musical arts. Both Saxon and UFO showcase a timeless prowess while offering a valuable example for younger bands. With almost 90 years of collective experience, both bands use the depth and breadth of their respective catalogs to check all the requisite boxes while showcasing their continued viability and power with a scattering of new and newish material. With a set that both represents the band's last couple decades of solid output while allowing the fans to pick and choose several classic cuts throughout the night, Saxon deliver an exceptional set of heavy metal strength. Led by the season-bellowing roar of Biff Byford, Saxon's members boast a combined 170 years in service to the band. Such lineup stability only ensures a more lethal delivery as the band mixes tried-and-true sonic landmarks with choice cuts from across Saxon's essential catalog. With a storied history and an enduring influence, Phil Mogg, Andy Parker, and UFO bring nearly 50 years of musical exceptionalism to Jergel's, with newer songs like Run Boy Run and Burn Your House Down showing the same rollicking potency as Only You Can Rock Me and Too Hot to Handle. UFO showcase an inhuman ability to rock with melody, power, and grace. Six-string wizard Vinnie Moore punctuating the band's tuneful sensibilities with towering guitar prowess more than pays tribute to the band's trailblazing guitar history.